We are about to go over the debt update for our family and go over some numbers from the conclusion of last year. So let's get into this video. Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel, The Almost Organized Hour, where we are on a mission to get organized in our finances through budgeting, cash stuffing, and savings challenges. If that is something that interests you, please stick around. All right, so here is the very first debt update for the new year, 2024, and I am excited. We have some goals, we have some plans. We can see a tiny bit of light at the end of this very dark debt tunnel, and although it sounds bad, it's actually very exciting. So let's go ahead and jump into the numbers. But before I do that, I have this dashboard over here to the left-hand side that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, Proverbs 3:5. And that is definitely something that we are striving to do, especially as it relates to our finances. Okay, so we started to track our debt in October of 2022. And at the beginning, in October, when I wrote down all of our debt balances, it totaled up to $256,962. That was quite alarming to see, especially at that point in time. But we've made some progress so far. So we have our children's medical, which had a starting balance of $190. Have any minimum payments? That current balance is $0. We paid that full $190. We have the ortho, it was $840, and we paid that too. We have the ambulance bill. My baby girl got really sick, and we had to call the ambulance because she has some upper respiratory issues, and they charged us $1,904 for the ambulance fee, and we paid that one as well. We had our HOA was past due over the pandemic. We kind of fell behind on paying that because I lost my job during that time, but we got caught up on that, and we paid $4,430. It was more than what was owed because of the way that the HOA worked with fees and a whole bunch of other things. That's done, out of our hair, and we paid it. Okay. Next up is the electric budget billing. We hopped on on the budget billing for our electric company. And for those who may not know what that is, it's basically the electric company or your utility company will allow you to pay a set amount each month to help you to be able to put that set amount in your budget so that you can budget for that set amount. But what we did not know going in was that if our usage was above that set amount, then what they do is they hold it over in a balance carryover, but they still charge us that budget bill amount. And so we had been accumulating this overage sitting off to the side. It was about $248 above our normal electric bill, but we finally were able to pay that off, and so now that balance is $0. Now we're up to student loan number 1, which had a starting balance of $3,604 with a minimum payment of $150. That current balance is now $2,007, and we've paid $1,794 so far. So we are chopping away. Next is the Bank of America credit card, and this one was $9,281. $275 was roughly the minimum payments, and that balance is $0 because we transferred that balance to a personal loan to help save on interest. Next is the car loan, and I put a little note here to myself that we got this car loan in December of 2019, but when we started tracking, the balance was $11,328, minimum payment of $472. And the current balance is $4,144, and we have paid a total since October of 2022, $7,526 towards this loan. So this year, this loan will be done. So then we have the personal loan that we picked up to cover the Bank of America credit card, and this one we picked up December of 2022. And the starting balance was $10,000. The minimum payment is $227. the current balance is $8,167, and we have paid $2,951 on this loan so far. And this one, while I was hoping we could have it done by this year, it doesn't look like it. We'll definitely have it done by the early part of next year. Okay, so next are the big boys. So we have the consolidated student loan number one, which is my consolidated student loans, and that is $106,145. The minimum payment, I have the minimum payment here at $324, but that is a minimum payment that that was required of me before I hopped onto this, I guess like a income-based repayment plan. And because I'm on this income-based repayment plan, my minimum payment is actually $0. So I don't have to pay anything right now. And honestly, we haven't. And because of that, the current balance is now $106,000. $106,465 because $0 has been paid towards that. That is an increase of $320 since the loans were consolidated and since they started accumulating interest. In a previous video, this amount was a little higher, and that was because they had assessed the interest incorrectly. I think Katie had pointed that out in one of the comments, that the interest may have been assessed incorrectly, and that's exactly what happened. Before, it said that I owed $107,000 and something, and had only started the repayment process within like a month and a half or something like that. But when I went back and checked most recently, they had retracted that amount and fixed the interest. And so now this is the correct interest that has been assessed. And so that's an increase of $320 on this particular loan since they started accruing interest again. Next and final consolidated student loan is my husband's at $121,517. 0 minimum payments, and his current balance remains the same. And we have not paid anything towards this because he is still currently in the doctoral program. And while he is in this program pursuing his doctorate degree, they don't accrue interest, and he doesn't have to make any payments. And his employer is currently paying for the doctoral program, so that works out in our favor as well. Such a huge blessing. Okay, so the grand total is $19,883. That is so great. I am so happy. We have paid nearly $20,000 towards our debt, and so this is huge for us. Definitely not something that I thought we would be able to do in such a short period of time, so I'm quite happy with that. Of course, there's always room for improvement and to get better, but I am celebrating our little victory here. Our current debt balance is $242,300. So this is still quite hefty, but we're working it down. We're chipping away at it, chipping away. All right, so next are our goals, and hopefully you all can see this. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, so our payoff plan, our goals, right? So for student loan number one, if we bump this up to $252 a month as opposed to just the $150, if we bump this up to $252 a month for the next 8 months, then we can be done with paying this off by August of 2024. So August of this year. Then if we can then continue to pay our car loan at $472 for 8 months, and then add on that $252 from the student loan, like snowball it over for that last month. So for month number 9, it will be for the $472 plus the $252, and then we will be able to pay off the car loan in 9 months in September of 2024. And then finally, we will roll over all of those payments into the personal loan, or snowball those payments into the personal loan. And if we pay $227 for 9 months, plus the $252, plus the $472, plus the $227 will give us an additional $951. So we would have $951 for 7 months, that will give us the total amount needed to pay off this personal loan by April of 2025. Now, I'm hoping that I did the math on this correctly, you guys, and that in 16 months, we will be done with all of these little small debts. There will be zeros going all the way down up until we get to these big boys. Okay, so I'm really hoping that is the case. This is the plan. These are our goals, and we will see. Now, you know, life happens, things come up, but we're striving towards this. This is our goal. This is our plan. This is what we're definitely hoping that we can achieve. So I thank you all so very much for rooting for us, for cheering us on. Your encouragement is definitely motivation to keep us going. And then, you know, keeping our why at the forefront, which is to have a better life for our children so that they will not have to be faced with these sorts of debts, and to teach them a better way to live. That is our goal. That is the reason why we continue to do what we do. We had a chat about it, and it's doable. Like I said, it's a little glimpse of light at the end of this very dark dead tunnel, but I'm grateful for the glimpse, right? Thank you all so very much for cheering us on, for being here, for continuing to support our journey and the things that I'm doing here on the channel and with my shop. I truly appreciate it. And the little amounts that we're saving up in these savings challenges, they're helping us to put towards our debt goals. And so I really, truly appreciate it. And remember, you guys, that tiny amounts do indeed grow to big savings. And so we are using those tiny amounts to grow our savings, and then putting that saved amount towards crushing these debts. Okay. Thank you very much, you guys. And until next time, bye.